like I said, even though I'm critical about this Bring Me the Horizon re-recording, I still love it. It's still very important. It's still an amazing album. Alright, so we had some extremely important albums drop over the last 48 hours, and since we didn't really have much else in terms of tour announcements, other songs, or other albums released, I figured I'd give a review on my opinions of those albums just to open up conversation about both of them. And those two albums are Count Your Blessings Repented from Bring Me the Horizon and the new Peacemaker album, Spill Your Guts. And I took extensive notes on both. I did the car, headphone, and phone test 3 times each for both albums to solidify an opinion, make sure I didn't miss anything. And this is basically what I took from them. So first up is Bring Me the Horizon's Count Your Blessings Repented. First and foremost, I love this album. I love that they did it. I'm extremely excited that they did it. However, because of exclusively production reasons, I can't see myself ever listening to any of these versions over the originals ever again. And that might sound weird to some people because it's more modern production, but modern doesn't always mean better, and things can be overproduced, and I think this is an example of that happening. For instance, when it comes to the guitars, it's a good bit of low end. I love that they added more low end, but they sacrifice a lot of the high end, and they sit extremely flat in the mix. It took away a lot of the dynamics and energy from the guitars. A great example of how the guitars just pretty much were ruined. They don't have the same atmosphere, energy, or just effect is the ending solo of Tell Slater Not to Wash His Dick. It's just there. It's not the same, like, atmospheric, ethereal, makes you feel something like amazing ending that the original has. I am glad that they didn't go with that typical modern, just fuzzy guitar sound that a lot of Octane Core and post-deathcore like Lorna Shore and all their clones have, where you can't even hear what the notes that are being played are. But it's still just, it's missing the high end. It's flat in the mix. It doesn't have the same dynamics. And overall, the entire mix is just flat, but I'll get to that later. Next up is Ollie's vocals. Ironically, Ollie is the best skill-wise he has ever been at vocals. This production did not showcase that, it just kind of ruined them. They also sit extremely flat in the mix. They don't have any dynamics or texture. I think part of it is probably because for some reason he felt the need to double track everything, because that's super popular these days with all the surface level bands. They love to double and triple track everything. It's part of the reason most vocalists sound identical in a lot of the surface level popular bands, but doing so took away from the texture and rawness and uniqueness that's important, especially in specific parts of certain songs. For instance, the lines "move" or "one more time." They completely lost their effect. They're just there. They don't have that texture and energy or dynamics because it was just double tracked and it's flat in the mix. It doesn't have the same impact that it did in the original. And once you notice this, you kind of notice it throughout the entire album, even if it's a part with like a lot of the music going on where it normally wouldn't be that noticeable. It's not as noticeable with the highs, but with the lows it really is. And also, I think because they were using more low end on the guitars and throughout the album, the lows that are being layered, they don't seem to be loud enough. So it kind of takes away from the same feel. And it used to be scary. It used to be like a crazy sounding, high energy, aggressive, just scary sound. And now it's just flat, doesn't have the same dynamics. You can tell it's Ollie, but it doesn't sound unique at the same time. And that disappointed me because I was wanting them to showcase Ollie's vocals. Like, it seems like he's been practicing a lot. I was excited to see where he's at with them now, and this just completely negated that. I really love the drums, though. I'm not sure if they were MIDI or not, but regardless, I love either the trigger samples that they used or the MIDI that they used, especially on the snare. The snare sounds amazing. I also love how the kicks sound. They're super high impact and strong in the mix. The drums sound amazing. I love that. Way better than the original in my opinion. But that doesn't make up for the rest of it. And all of these things combined just took away a lot of the dynamics of the songs. It took away a lot of the energy from specific parts. And the songs just feel flat in general. It's not nostalgia that's keeping me from liking this new album. I was excited for this. I wanted it to be better than the original. I listened so much and took notes for a reason. It's not nostalgia saying this. I was extremely excited, and I was trying to love it more than the original. But by the time I got to A Lot Like Vegas, I was just like, man, I don't think that there's going to be anything that can save this in terms of being better than the original. And yeah, I just can't see myself listening to any of these versions over the original. I still give it an 8.5 out of 10, which is way better than 99% of albums coming out these days. It's just not as good as the original. The original's a 10 out of 10. Like I said, I love that they did it. I'm extremely happy about it. It's still a great album. Like, the songs are really well-written songs. Even with bad production, that can't turn them into bad songs. But when you're comparing the original to this one, the original is just better, and that's going to be the version that I listen to from now on. And next up is Peacemaker, Spill Your Guts album. This album is a 10 out of 10. This is a great example of how to use modern production without overproducing. This album is definitely like the heaviest and hardest they have put out. The guitars sound amazing. There's plenty of dynamics. The drums also sound amazing. The vocals are mixed how they should be. They have the texture that you need, the dynamics that you need. I love that there are more pig squeals on this than there have historically been on a lot of Peacemaker songs. I also love that there are a lot more hardcore parts. There's a lot more two-steps and things like that than are generally in a lot of Peacemaker's older stuff. But they kept the just insaneness, the brutality. It's just Peacemaker on another level. And they also have an amazing feature with I Saw God. That might be my favorite song of the year so far. It's absolutely insane. Also, the breakdowns on this album are amazing. They're not too short, but they're also not too long. They're super, like, moshy. They aren't too fast. They're not too slow. There's a good variety of them. They're all unique. There's also one that reminds me a lot of Slit Wrist Savior by Carnifex, but with additions to it that just make it even better. It's an amazing album. There's not really much to say other than it's pretty much perfect. Like, I can only go into detail about how they mixed everything well, how the vocals are great, how the guitar work is great, how the drums are great. It's super moshy. It's a perfect mixture of, like, hardcore and, like, death metal, brutal death metal with some slam elements in there. Just go listen to it. It's amazing. It's probably going to be album of the year for me. Yeah, it's going to be hard for anyone to top this album this year. This is an example of how to do deathcore with modern production, keep that raw, high energy, dynamic, hard and heavy feel without making everything flat. 10 out of 10. I love it. 100% recommend it. You need to go listen to it. And hopefully next week we'll have some more stuff to talk about in terms of tours, song releases, EP, demo, album releases, maybe even some just news in general or drama or something. It's been an extremely slow week other than these two extremely important albums that have dropped. There's been a couple other things, but not enough to make a video on. So I'm just saving them for next week and hoping I can combine some stuff. But let me know what you guys think about these albums in the comments. It seems like it's been 50-50 on the Bring Me the Horizon album, whether or not people love it or are disappointed in it. I haven't seen anything but praise for the Peacemaker album. But let me know what you guys think. Like I said, even though I'm critical about this Bring Me the Horizon re-recording, I still love it. It's still very important. It's still an amazing album. I posted a review on Facebook, and there's a lot of surface level tourists that think, I guess, if you don't 100% glaze something, even if you say it's amazing and rate it 8.5 out of 10, that you're hating on it, and that's not the case. I'm just trying to be objective about it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next week.